Hey y'all, my name is Luke. I make bags from high-performance materials that would otherwise be discarded, but today I wanted to show you some clips I put together from a delivery I helped out with this past weekend from Anacortes, Washington, down here to Portland, Oregon, on my buddy Chris and his wife Allie's newly acquired 1977 Swan 48. So here we are at the yard up in Anacortes, getting the boat ready to be launched. It was a pretty cool launching vehicle. I don't have a ton of experience with this kind of stuff, but I hadn't seen one like this. All the ones that I had seen have the slings and they kind of are pretty tall, but this one was really cool. They just had some airbags. And as you can see, they just came in there and swooped it up and drove it down the road, down to the boat launch. Chris had come up to Anacortes a few times ahead of time to switch out the fuel filters, do all kinds of maintenance to make sure that the crucial systems were working well. So the Yanmar 75 started right up. Shortly after leaving Anacortes, we found some nice little chop and were promptly boarded by the Coast Guard.
My name's Officer Peanut.
They were super friendly, very professional, and they just wanted to make sure that we had all of our safety gear in order. So although we didn't really do any sailing on the way from Anacortes to Port Angeles in the first day, we had some beautiful conditions for motoring. Port Angeles is really pretty. We spent the night there, had some good sushi, and yeah, it's just a cool town. I like it. The next day, our wives showed up, so my wife Megan here and Chris's wife Allie, so that we could have a crew of 4 for the trip down the Washington coast. As we started getting closer to the entrance to the Strait of Juan de Fuca, started experiencing a little bit of ocean swell and beautiful sunset. Everything was going great. Since we arrived in this area during daylight hours still, we decided to take the shortcut in between the Washington coast and Tatoosh Island. It's a pretty thin stretch of water with lots of rocks on either side, but Chris navigated it really well. And this shot right here is the most beautiful bit of sailing we got on the whole way down the coast. Just as a bit of background for me, I've been sailing on the Washington coast a few times. It didn't go so well a couple of the times, tore some sails. This was during a race, so we were trying to go as fast as possible. And then another time when I helped sail a boat down to San Francisco, where we had bigger waves, but in a longer period. Back aboard Quintet, the Swan, here's Megan saving the day by being the only one not getting seasick, as we were motoring straight into 10, 12-foot waves and wind chop. So the wind kept slowing us down, the waves kept slowing us down, And this is the only clip that I was able to get because I was throwing up for about 6 hours or so, and just didn't have the energy to pull out the GoPro and get up on deck, so I kind of only got that one shot of Megan driving once things had calmed down a little bit and it was light again. But here we are in Astoria, having survived a pretty rough, choppy trip down the Washington coast that wasn't really all that enjoyable for anyone. But now that we were off the ocean, things were nice and calm again. We were able to start motoring upriver. And I do wish I had just sucked it up and gotten some GoPro footage of the waves crashing on the deck and soaking the Dodger and everyone not having a great time, but yeah, you can only edit the shots that you get. So here we are motoring up the river, dodging seals, seagulls, and commercial traffic. But we did get to do a little bit of motor sailing when the wind was right. Back into Portland, the railroad bridge opened up for us, and we had about 2 feet of room to spare coming under the I-5 bridge.
Yay, we're not going viral.
So that was a bit of a tense moment for all 4 of us, but we were able to get the boat back to their slip at RCYC, and other than the discomfort that 3 out of 4 of us experienced on the ocean, it's a pretty great trip.
Cheers.